Well, we all know starting school can be a massive mental and emotional challenge for many students and families. And those challenges can be much more intense and complex for kids with autism spectrum disorder. And one specialized program here in the GTA is helping students on the spectrum adjust to the new routine. And it's free, and it's delivered through the Kinark Child and Family Services. So to tell us more about this morning, we're joined live by Scott Bark, Senior Director of Autism Services, and Shannon Borch, the clinical lead here. Scott, Shannon, great to talk to you this morning. We all know the complexities of back to school, but again, if you have a child on the autism spectrum disorder, significantly different. Scott, tell us about some of the services offered at Kinark and how important this is to help these families, especially at this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a pleasure to be here. So at Kinark Child and Family Services, it's our mission to support children and youth with complex needs achieve better life outcomes. And one of our services is the entry to school service. So we deliver that in York and Simcoe region. And that service lasts for a year. So it's 6 months of group service before the child enters school for the first time. And in that group service, they get support so that they learn school readiness skills so that when they transfer into school, that'll be a successful transition.
Yeah.
And that's followed up by 6 months of individualized in-school consultative support. So for kids to enter into the program, they have to be enrolled in the provincial Ontario Autism Program, be between the ages of 3 and 6, and be starting school, typically kindergarten or grade 1 for the first time. And if they meet those eligibility criteria, they'll be invited by the Ontario Autism Program to participate in entry to school. And that'll have instructions on how to reach out to their provider and begin the service.
Right, okay, that sounds wonderful. Shannon, you're sort of leading this. Is it too late to sign up for this year, and sort of what is the process like, and what are the results that you see?
Absolutely. So the process, as Scott mentioned, families will be invited, and on their invitation, it will direct them to their regional provider. And they're essentially, we have likely 2 cohorts. So we do have a group that starts in March and is preparing kids for September transition. So that group is already starting to wrap up now. But we have a lot of the providers, including Kinark, offer a second cohort that starts in September. And that's for those kids who will transition to school mid-year. So they might go to school in January or February. So those are programs that are just starting right now. So if parents have an invitation and are interested, we encourage them to reach out. In terms of the outcomes, you asked a little bit. So we've had really great outcomes from the program. So we know that for a lot of the kids in the entry to school program, this might be their first foray out of their home setting, away from their parents. So we see amazing progress in the time we have them in our program, both on the goals that we've collaboratively set with parents, but also incidentally, just by being in a school-like environment and learning from their peers, we see a lot of progress. But beyond kind of our data and our assessments, the most important thing is the feedback from parents. So parents tell us that their children are more confident and ready to enter the school system, but also parents are more confident about navigating the school system and advocating effectively for their children.
I'm also curious, Shannon, what you might hear from the teachers of the students that you've helped prepare for the schools.
Yeah, absolutely. We get great feedback from teachers as well. And in fact, we often have teachers saying, oh, I wish these other children, whether neurodiverse or not, had that opportunity as well, because they see the readiness that those kids have and that kind of step up they have.
And Scott, I've been a reporter for many years and covered a lot of different stories regarding autism. The significance of this program, the fact that you're able to offer it free, must be such an enormous relief for families who in some cases are paying out of pocket thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those families that have kids that are entering school for the first time, to be able to come into the program and not have to wait for the service as well, I think is just such a relief, and the kind of support that's available to them, makes them, I think, feel more confident for their child to go into school. And then, as Shannon was saying, for the educators and the teachers supporting the child as well, they're always interested in additional support. So, I think it's a win-win all the way around for those kids.
Sounds like it really is. And Shannon, when we're kind of watching some of the B-roll that you've provided here of the programs, is it all group or some of it one-on-one? Is it tailored basically to the student individually?
Great question. So the first 6 months of the program, so before the child actually transitions to school, is a group-based skill building program, a part-day group-based skill building program. And it takes place for about 6 months. And in that program, we kind of target 6 developmental domains. So we'll target, I'll take you through this if that's okay for a minute.
Yeah.
So communication, whether that's kind of expressing their wants and needs or understanding others' words. We target social skills, so understanding social boundaries and social rules. We target play, so whether that's kind of early toy manipulation or whether it's actually structured games. We target functional routines, and that's things like typical school routines like the cubby routine, lining up before snack to wash your hands, or the circle routine. We target emotional regulation, so ensuring that the children can stay calm when they're having to wait for their turn, or when they're not first in line or they don't win a game. I still have to work on that one. And then finally, pre-academics learning and attention, so those learn-to-learn behaviors.
Okay, well, listen, this is amazing. What a wonderful program. Thanks, both of you, for coming and telling us about this morning, and good luck with the program with your graduates, I suppose, who are going to school next week. So thanks for being here.